Los Angeles, summer 1961. Marilyn Monroe's house in Brentwood, 12305, 5th Helena Drive. It's 11:47 p.m. Marilyn sits alone in her living room. The house is dark except for one lamp, casting long shadows across the walls. She's wearing a white silk robe, hair down, no makeup, just her, Norma Jane, not Marilyn Monroe. She's drinking vodka, straight, her third glass, or fourth, she's lost count. The pills are on the coffee table, Nembutal, Seconal, her constant companions, her only friends. She's thinking about taking them, going to sleep, escaping, even if just for a few hours. Then she hears it. A knock on the door, soft, hesitant, almost apologetic. She freezes. Who would come to her house at midnight? No one knows this address. She keeps it private, secret, safe. The knock comes again, louder this time, more insistent. Marilyn stands, unsteady, the vodka making her dizzy. She walks to the door. Who is it? She calls out, her voice uncertain, scared. Please, a man's voice says, muffled through the door. I need to talk to you, just for a moment, please. The voice is familiar, but she can't place it. I don't know you, she says. Go away or I'll call the police. You do know me, the voice says. We met a long time ago, before you were famous, before you were Marilyn Monroe, when you were still Norma Jane. Her heart stops. No one calls her Norma Jane. No one remembers Norma Jane. She opens the door, just a crack, keeping the chain on. A man stands on her doorstep, tall, maybe 40, dark hair, worn face, tired eyes, dressed simply. Jeans, a jacket, nothing special. She doesn't recognize him. I don't know you, she says. Leave, now 1944, the man says. Van Nuys, the radio plane company. You were working on the assembly line, inspecting parachutes. I was a photographer, army photographer, sent to take pictures of women supporting the war effort. You were 19. I was 23. Do you remember? Marilyn stares at him. 1944. The factory, before everything. Before Hollywood. Before fame. Before Marilyn Monroe. She remembers, a photographer came to the factory. Young, handsome, kind. He took pictures of the women working. When he got to her, he stopped, stared. You should be a model, he said. You have an incredible face. The camera would love you. She laughed. Embarrassed. Flattered. I'm nobody, she said. I'm just a factory worker. You won't be, he said. Trust me. You're going to be somebody. Somebody important. He gave her his card. Told her to call a modeling agency. Told her she had potential. She didn't believe him, but she kept the card. And 2 weeks later she called. That was the beginning. The first step. The moment Norma Jane started becoming Marilyn Monroe. I remember, she whispers, opening the door wider, looking at him. Really looking. You're David something. David Conover, he says. Smiling, sad, tired. I'm the man who discovered you. The man who told you to become a model. The man who started all of this. Marilyn stares. What are you doing here? How did you find me? Can I come in? David asks. Please, I won't stay long. I need to talk to you. I've needed to talk to you for years. Marilyn hesitates. Every instinct tells her to say no, to close the door, to call the police. But something in his eyes, something desperate, something broken, something familiar. She steps aside. Come in. David enters, looks around. The house is beautiful, expensive, everything Norma Jean never had, everything she dreamed of. Nice place, he says. Thank you, Marilyn says, closing the door, suddenly aware she's alone with a stranger, in her house, at midnight, wearing only a robe. Would you like a drink? She asks, trying to be polite, trying to be normal. Yes, David says. Please. She pours him vodka, hands it to him. Their fingers touch. She feels something, a spark, a memory, a ghost of something. They sit, Marilyn on the couch, David in the chair across from her. Silence, awkward, heavy. Why are you here? Marilyn asks. Finally, David takes a long drink, then another. I'm dying, he says, simply, directly, no preamble. Marilyn's breath catches. What? Cancer, David says. Lung cancer, stage 4. The doctors give me 3 months, maybe 6 if I'm lucky. I'm not going to be lucky. I'm sorry, Marilyn says, not knowing what else to say. I came here because I needed to see you, David continues. Before I die, I needed to see what became of you. The girl I discovered, the girl I told to be a model, the girl who became Marilyn Monroe. You're looking at her, Marilyn says, gesturing to herself. This is what became of her. David looks at her, really looks, and what he sees breaks his heart. She's beautiful, still beautiful, but also broken, exhausted, dying in her own way. What happened to you? He asks, softly, sadly. Marilyn laughs, bitter, hollow. You happened to me. You told me to be a model, to use my face, to become somebody. So I did. I became Marilyn Monroe, and Marilyn Monroe destroyed me. I didn't mean for this, David says. I thought I was helping. I thought I was giving you an opportunity, a chance at a better life. You did, Marilyn says. You gave me fame, success, money, everything I thought I wanted. But you also gave me a prison, a mask I can't take off, a performance I can't stop. You created Marilyn Monroe, and Marilyn Monroe killed Norma Jane. David sets down his drink, leans forward. I've thought about you every day since 1944, wondered what happened to you, followed your career, watched your movies, saw you become the biggest star in the world. And I was proud. I thought, I did that. I discovered her. I started her career. But now, looking at you, I realize, I didn't help you. I destroyed you. Yes, Marilyn says. Simply, honestly, you did. Silence, heavy, painful, true. I'm sorry, David whispers. I'm so sorry. Why did you really come here? Marilyn asks. It's not just to apologize. It's not just to see me. What do you want? David looks at her, his eyes desperate, pleading, dying. I want you to forgive me. Before I die, I need to know that you forgive me. For what I did, for what I started, for what you became. I need forgiveness. Please. Marilyn stares at him. This man, this stranger, this ghost from her past. The man who changed everything, who started the transformation, who created the monster. Should she forgive him? Can she forgive him? Does she even blame him? I don't know if I can forgive you, she says honestly, because I don't know if I blame you. You didn't force me to become Marilyn Monroe. You just showed me the door. I walked through it. I made the choices. I bleached my hair. I changed my name. I created the image. I performed the role. You just took a photograph. I did the rest. But I planted the seed, David says. I told you that you could be somebody, that you should be somebody. I made you believe that Norma Jane wasn't enough, that you needed to become something else, something more, something better. I started the lie. Maybe, Marilyn admits. But I believed the lie. I wanted to believe it, because Norma Jane was nobody. An orphan, a foster child, a factory worker. Nobody wanted Norma Jane, but everybody wants Marilyn Monroe, so I chose Marilyn Monroe, and now I'm trapped. Can't you go back? David asks. Can't you just stop being Marilyn Monroe, dye your hair back to brown, use your real name, live a normal life? Marilyn laughs. Sad, bitter, impossible. There's no going back. Norma Jane is dead. She died years ago. Slowly, gradually, invisibly, Marilyn Monroe killed her. And now all that's left is the image, the performance, the lie. And when the lie stops, I stop. There's nothing underneath anymore, just emptiness. David stands, walks to her, sits beside her on the couch, takes her hand. I'm sorry, he says again. I'm so sorry. If I could take it back, I would. If I could go back to 1944 and not take your photograph, not tell you to be a model, not start this whole thing, I would, in a heartbeat. Would you? Marilyn asks, looking at him. Really? Because I made you famous too. You're the man who discovered Marilyn Monroe. That's your legacy. That's what you'll be remembered for. Would you really give that up? David doesn't hesitate. Yes, because looking at you now, seeing what it cost you, what you lost, what you became, it's not worth it. Fame isn't worth this. Success isn't worth this. Nothing is worth destroying a human being. Marilyn starts crying. Quiet tears, sliding down her face. No one's ever said that to me before. Everyone thinks fame is worth everything, worth any price, worth any sacrifice. But you're right, it's not worth it. I'd give it all back. All the movies, all the money, all the fame, just to be Norma Jane again, just to be normal, just to be happy. David pulls her close, holds her, like a father, like a friend, like the man who knew her before. I wish I could fix this, he whispers. I wish I could save you. You can't, Marilyn says. No one can. I'm too far gone, too broken, too lost. But you being here, apologizing, seeing me, really seeing me, not Marilyn Monroe, but me, Norma Jane, that helps. That matters. That means something. They sit together, holding each other, two broken people, connected by a photograph, by a moment, by a choice made 17 years ago, that changed everything, that destroyed everything, that created and killed simultaneously. Do you forgive me? David asks. After a long silence, Marilyn pulls back, looks at him, his dying eyes, his desperate face, his guilty heart. Yes, she says, I forgive you, not because you deserve it, but because I need to. I need to forgive someone, something, anything, for what happened to me, and you're here, you're asking, you're sorry. So yes, I forgive you. David breaks down, sobbing, relief and grief mixing. Thank you, he gasps. Thank you, thank you. Marilyn holds him now, comforting him. The roles reversed, the discovered comforting the discoverer, the created comforting the creator, the destroyed comforting the destroyer. They talk for hours, until 3 a.m., about everything. About 1944, about the factory, about the photograph, about what came after. David tells her about his life, his career, his family, his regrets. Marilyn tells him about her life, her marriages, her movies, her loneliness, her pain. They share their stories, their truths, their secrets. Two people, connected by fate. By chance, by a single moment that changed everything. Finally, David stands. I should go. It's late. You need to rest. Will I see you again? Marilyn asks. David shakes his head. I don't think so. I'm going back to San Francisco tomorrow. To die. To spend my last months with my family. But I'm glad I came. I'm glad I saw you. I'm glad you forgave me. I can die in peace now. I'm glad you came too, Marilyn says. I didn't know I needed this. This conversation, this forgiveness, this closure. But I did. Thank you. David walks to the door, turns back, looks at her one last time. You were always beautiful, he says. In 1944. And now, not Marilyn Monroe beautiful, but Norma Jane beautiful, real beautiful, human beautiful. Don't forget that. Don't let them make you forget that. I'll try, Marilyn says, but they both know she won't, can't, it's too late. He leaves, walks into the night, disappears. Marilyn closes the door, locks it, stands there, in the silence, in the darkness, in the aftermath. She goes back to the living room, sits on the couch, looks at the vodka, the pills, the escape, but she doesn't take them. Not tonight. Tonight she just sits, thinking, remembering, feeling. For the first time in years, she feels seen, really seen, not as Marilyn Monroe, but as Norma Jean, the girl from the factory, the girl who was discovered, the girl who was destroyed. And it hurts, but it also heals, a little, just a little. 3 months later, October 1961, Marilyn reads in the newspaper. David Conover, photographer, dead at age 40, lung cancer, survived by his wife and 2 children. She stares at the obituary, the photograph, his face, younger, healthier, alive. She remembers that night. The midnight visit, the conversation, the forgiveness, the connection. She's glad he came, glad they talked, glad she forgave him, because now he's gone. And that moment, that night, that conversation, it's all that remains. A memory, a ghost, a gift. She cuts out the obituary, puts it in a box, with other memories. Other ghosts, other moments, things she can't share, can't explain, can't reveal. Her secret history, her real life, the life underneath. Marilyn Monroe. She thinks about what he said. You were always beautiful, Norma Jane beautiful, real beautiful, human beautiful. She wants to believe it, wants to remember it, wants to hold on to it. But Marilyn Monroe is too loud, too bright, too consuming. Norma Jane is too quiet, too small, too forgotten. Still for a moment she remembers. The girl in the factory, before the fame, before the image, before the lie, when she was just Norma Jane, nobody special, nobody important, but real, human, herself. She misses that girl, mourns that girl, wishes she could be that girl again. But she can't. That girl is dead. Killed by Marilyn Monroe, killed by fame, killed by a photograph taken in 1944, by a man who came to her door at midnight, to apologize, to ask forgiveness, to say goodbye. August 1962. 9 months later, Marilyn Monroe is found dead, barbiturate overdose. Suicide. Among her belongings, they find a box full of memories, photographs, letters, newspaper clippings. One clipping is David Conover's obituary, with a note in Marilyn's handwriting: "The man who discovered me, the man who destroyed me, the man who forgave me, the man I forgave. Rest in peace, David. We're both free now." The executors of her estate don't understand, don't know the story, don't know about the midnight visit, the conversation, the forgiveness. They just file it away. With other mysteries, other secrets, other pieces of Marilyn Monroe that don't fit the image. The story remains untold, unknown, forgotten. Just like Norma Jane, just like David, just like that night, the midnight visitor, who came to apologize, who came to ask forgiveness, who came to see what he created, and found what he destroyed. Two people, connected by a photograph, by a moment, by a choice, both dying, both broken, both seeking forgiveness, both finding it, for one night, one conversation, one moment of truth, in a lifetime of lies. The midnight visitor, who saw Norma Jane, one last time, before she disappeared, forever. Years later, decades later, a researcher discovers the story, interviews David Conover's family. They remember. Dad went to Los Angeles in 1961, said he had to see someone, came back different, peaceful, said he'd made peace with his past. We never knew what he meant until we heard Marilyn Monroe died. Then we understood. He went to see her, to apologize, to say goodbye. The researcher pieces together the story, the midnight visit, the conversation, the forgiveness, writes an article, "The Man Who Discovered Marilyn Monroe, A Final Meeting." The article is published. People are fascinated. Marilyn Monroe had a midnight visitor. The photographer who discovered her came to apologize. They forgave each other before they died. A secret meeting, a hidden story, a forgotten moment. But the article misses the point, the real story. Not the discovery, not the apology, not the forgiveness, but the seeing. David Conover saw Norma Jane, one last time, before she disappeared completely, before Marilyn Monroe consumed her entirely, before death took them both. He saw her, really saw her, and she saw him. Two people, creator and created, destroyer and destroyed, forgiver and forgiven, connected, for one night, one moment, one conversation. That's the real story, not the fame, not the tragedy, not the death, but the seeing, the being seen, the recognition, the humanity, the truth, underneath the image, underneath the performance, underneath Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jane, still there, still real, still human, for one night, seen by the man who started it all, the man who ended it all, the midnight visitor, who came, who saw, who forgave, who was forgiven, and then left, into the night, into death, into history, leaving behind only a memory, a story, a moment, the midnight visitor, and the woman he discovered, and destroyed, and forgave, and loved, in his way, for one night, one last time. Screen fades to black, final text appears, "The Midnight Visitor, Summer 1961. A man came to apologize. A woman gave forgiveness, both found peace, before death took them both. Then some visitors come at midnight, some apologies come too late, some forgiveness comes just in time, some moments change everything. Again, silence, darkness, the end.